Welcome to another edition of Sparky Help. This time we're looking at BS7671, the new amendment for 2022, Amendment 2. How to complete a schedule of inspections. That's the visual inspection for an electrical installation certificate. So what did we have before? Well, in the previous one we had two sheets consisting of all these different tick boxes, and we had the main headings, and then underneath each main heading you had the subdivision of what you would then check on each one. So for example, external condition of intake equipment, visual inspection only, it broke it down to service cable, service head, earthing arrangement, meter tails, metering equipment and isolator where present. I've just done a video on it, so go look at it because it's over 3 parts to cover all of this information for things that you would check. So what do we have now? Well, out goes this particular one and out goes this one here. What do we replace it with then? Have we got more? Have we got less? Let's have a look. Oh, it's a lot less. In fact, we get rid of those sheets in its entirety, and this is now added onto the electrical installation certificate, and it consists of just 14 boxes. But point to note, if we look down here on the schedule inspections, what we've got are the main headings effectively. So condition of consumers intake equipment, visual inspection only, it's a tick or an NA. So we're still going to check the same things as we checked before, but this time we don't have individual boxes for each bit. We're just going to have a general look at it, check the same things as we did before, and then put one tick in if that's okay. Parallel or switched alternative sources of supply, so same as before. We're going to have, you've got generators or anything like that. If you have, you put a tick. If it's not, it's an NA, so it'll be a tick or an NA in most cases. Types of protection method, we could have ADS. Probably the vast majority of installations would be ADS, so that is earthing, bonding, cable sizing, circuit breakers, fuses, all of those bits you put in place to disconnect in 0.4 or 5 seconds for TN systems, 0.2 and 1 second for TT systems, and if you've got that it will be a tick, so the vast majority of installations will fall under this category. Basic protection we're checking as before, so have you got basic protection in place to stop you coming into direct contact with the live part. So barriers and enclosures, still checking them as before, but we're not breaking it down anymore. It's just, can you touch anything? Has it got electrical insulation in place and still intact after you've installed it? If you have, that will go as a tick. Remember, what also falls under this is placing out of reach and obstacles. Probably not for domestic though, but it could be for commercial or industrial. So it's just a tick now. Protective measures other than ADS. So if you haven't got ADS, then you've got some other means of protection, of which there are a few in the regulations. I won't go into it now, but go look at chapter 41 within the regs and that will explain all. But you've got double or reinforced insulation within it. We've got electrical separation is another means of protection. So have you got any of those? If you have, it will be a tick. If you haven't got them, then it will be an NA. Additional protection as before, so this is 30 milliamp or lower. Have you got additional protection or any other type of protection on the installation to provide and meet the regs? If you have, it will be a tick. Distribution equipment was much larger before. It's checking everything that we checked before, so we're checking all the same stuff basically. Go check out the video, but this time we just have one tick. Does it meet the requirements? Yes or no, and if it's a no, it needs correcting. I doubt it would be an NA, so it's going to be a tick. Final circuits, exactly the same. If we look over the other side, circuits, distribution, final circuits, all of those bits and pieces. So remember, distribution circuit, you might know it as a sub-main. If that all meets the requirements, correct size, cable type, all of those bits and pieces that you need, it's going to be a tick. Isolation and switching. Have you got isolators in place? So exactly the same, the tick boxes you had before, we just don't break it down anymore. It's just, have you got isolators and switching? Can you turn things on and off as you're supposed to and lock things off if you needed to, and if the regs require it? Yes or no, it's going to be a tick. Currently using equipment speaks for itself, I hope. So anything permanently wired, obviously not connected via a plug or socket. So if it's permanently connected in, if it meets the requirements, is it in good condition and all of those other things, it's going to be a tick. Identification and notices, same identification notices as before. We haven't changed, we've just got rid of breaking them down. You've either got them in place or you've not. It's going to be a tick. Locations containing bath or shower, so are they RCD protected? Have you put supplementary bonding on? Are the zones correct? This was exactly the same as it was before, so it's just a tick or it's not applicable. Other special locations, so that's anything from solar panels, obviously as a special location, agricultural, horticultural, swimming pools, to name but a few, but there are plenty of them. If you have got them, it will be a tick. If you haven't, then it will be an NA. We have a new one on here, prosumers. This will be part 8 within the regs. Prosumers, low voltage electrical installations. What's a prosumer? A prosumer is someone who produces electricity and uses electricity, so consumes it, so hence prosumer. So produce and consume at the same time. So if you've got solar panels and you're distributing back into the network, then you are a prosumer. So do you meet the regulations regarding that? Have you got the correct inverters in place that will switch off and stop a thing called islanding? Or are you islanding, which basically means you are supplying yourself and you're not connected to the grid? So do you meet all the regulations regarding that? If you've got it, it will be a tick. If you haven't, it will become an NA. How much easier is that? We've actually done something better. We've got things reduced and the amount of work we have to do has been cut down, which is great. Just want to point something out up here because this is slight change on this sheet here, and that is if you've got the RCD as your main switch, now it asks for the type of RCD. So is it a type B? Is it a type AC? Is it a type F? Okay, so whatever type of RCD, it now asks for it. Incidentally, on the schedule of test results, which has changed quite a bit, there's more information, so number of points. Some of you may be used to putting number of points on it. That's a video I will look at on another occasion, but please check out my previous video on schedule inspections for a breakdown of all these bits and pieces that you look at, because that bit hasn't changed. What you have to do though has changed considerably and is much, much easier. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.